Comment allez-vous? Just enjoying a little lunch before the show. I'm Art Tour, your movie connoisseur, and I'm sure these films will be très magnifique. Enjoy the shorts. Oh, and remember to visit our website. Don't forget. I hope I don't. This wine is great. It's lonely at the top, but you get the best wine. Salut!
Here are the shorts featured on this show. The Proposal by Joe Dahl. Disability by Laura P. Valtorta.
Is that the only way you can raise your right hand, sir?
Oh, man.
What do you think? I know, it's not that big. I've been carrying this around for a while. It was my mom's. And I've never found anyone I wanted to share it with before. See, it sounds like I want to share the ring, but it's not the ring. I want to share my life. I want to share your life. I love your mommy. Why can I never say that? You do too, huh? But before I can ask her, I need to know that you approve. I'm not a guy who's gone out with a lot of women. I'm not a ladies' man or anything. And your mom's probably been on better dates than with me. This is how I sell myself? Look at me. Ohio State's playing right now. I know! And I'm here because I'd rather hang out with you. Truth be told, maybe I'd rather be watching the game with you. But the point is, I want to be with you and your mom. In the park, on the couch, in my life. I want to be with you guys. How is that much drool possible? But I need to know that you're okay with it. Do you want to see the ring again? I love you and your mom. And I'm going to do everything I can to make you both happy.
Mama.
Yes.
Look what Daddy has. Emma. Come on, right here. Right here. Right here. I just need you to look at it.
Good morning, Judge. Ms. Pym?
Good morning, Harry. Okay, I'll bring him in.
Joseph Cornish, we're ready for you.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning. Do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge. Mr. Cornish is my only witness.
Please make sure your cell phones are turned off.
We're here today for the disability hearing of Joseph Stanley Cornish. His claim for Social Security disability was denied upon initial application and then appealed in a timely manner. He is here today represented by his attorney, Ms. Sylvia Castro. Ms. Castro, is the file complete?
Yes, Judge. All medical evidence has been filed, including Mr. Cornish's record from the federal penitentiary.
Well, thank goodness for that. We have here our vocational expert, Ms. Pym, who is an unbiased witness for the Social Security Administration. Ms. Pym, have you or I discussed Mr. Cornish's case beforehand?
No, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hands. Is that the only way you can raise your right hand, sir?
My right side is paralyzed.
Oh, well, are you right-handed or are you left-handed?
Right-handed.
Proceed with the swearing in.
Do you both swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Castro, what is the basis of your client's claim?
Mr. Cornish's right side is paralyzed. In May of last year, he suffered a stroke, which left his right side completely immobile. His only work experience is that of a manager of a casino.
Mr. Cornish, how old are you?
53 years old.
Are you married, single, or divorced?
Single.
And how did you become paralyzed?
I had a stroke while I was in prison.
Why were you in prison?
I attempted to rob a bank.
Armed robbery?
May I remind the court that Mr. Cornish's criminal record has no bearing on this case. At least it shouldn't.
You may speak, Ms. Castro, when I am finished. Mr. Cornish, was it armed robbery?
I didn't have a gun.
No gun. So how did you hope to rob the bank?
Held my finger under my shirt.
How many years were you in prison?
3.
If we could possibly discuss Mr. Cornish's disability.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated from high school.
And where was that?
Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut.
What, pray tell, led you to rob the bank, or attempt to rob the bank?
This has nothing to do with Mr. Cornish's disability.
I owed the owner of the casino some money, and he threatened to kill me.
I would like to ask Mr. Cornish about his medical problems.
Oh, go ahead, I suppose.
Mr. Cornish, are you able to dress yourself?
No, I can't work buttons or zippers.
Are you able to bathe yourself?
The people at the transition house helped me into the tub.
Are you able to feed yourself?
Yes, with my left hand.
Can you drive?
No, I can't.
Are you in any sort of pain?
No. No pain. I just don't get around very well.
Judge, you will see in Exhibit 7F that Dr. Morgan's letter states there is very little hope of recovery.
Thank you, Ms. Castro, for that testimony. I can read the exhibits.
The doctor says I'll be like this for the rest of my life.
I would like our vocational expert to consider the following hypothetical. Assume an individual over the age of 50 who has a high school education and administrative experience supervising employees. There is to be no lifting, climbing, driving, no fine motor manipulation, and no prolonged standing, and no dealing with money. Do such jobs exist in the national economy?
Your Honor, such an individual could perform a number of jobs, including telemarketer, medical office receptionist, and a ticket taker in the movie theater, provided that he is given a stool to sit on most of the day.
This is ridiculous. I can't even hoist myself up onto a stool.
Mr. Cornish, your attorney will have a chance to ask questions when I am finished.
This is...
Mr. Cornish, you are out of order.
I can't write. I can't talk on a telephone and write something down at the same time. I can't use a computer. And I can't sit in this chair without falling over.
Mr. Cornish, you are out of line.
Calm down. You'll have a chance to ask questions. Mr. Cornish.
I had enough of this. This place is more crooked than the Lady Bird Casino.
Ms. Castro, what is going on? Do we need a recess?
Yes, Judge, please.
What am I supposed to do now? Rob another bank or move in with my mother?
You should have never told them that you're from Connecticut.
I told you to leave Chad at home.
Chad took the day off from work to be here and support me.
Are we ready to begin?
Yes, Judge.
Let's go on the record. This is the case of Bob Smithers, who filed for Social Security disability and was denied initially. His attorney, Sylvia Castro, appealed in a timely manner and is here representing him in the courtroom today. Ms. Castro, do you have any opening remarks?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Smithers is an Air Force war veteran who flew many combat missions. He was injured in the Gulf War and began suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder following a rescue mission.
Well, let's swear them in. Ms. Pym, Mr. Smithers, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. Smithers, how many combat missions did you fly?
87. I rescued a unit from Iraq and saw many terrible injuries. I saw a guy get half of his body blown off.
Mr. Smithers, how does the PTSD affect your life every day?
I can't sleep. I have nightmares. The counseling and medications from the VA don't seem to help. I saw 3 of my friends die right in front of me. And sometimes I need to take a drink.
A drink? How often do you drink alcohol, sir?
Once a week, on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday.
That's not the cause of his PTSD, Judge.
Ms. Castro, thank you for your testimony. Mr. Smithers, how much do you drink on Saturdays?
I don't know. 6-pack?
How did you get here today?
My friend, Chad Outlaw, brought me. He took the day off from work to be here to support me.
Who is this Chad?
A neighbor.
Chad lives with me. He knows everything about me. He's in the waiting room. He's my witness, right outside.
Has this person been sworn in?
No, Judge, I am not through questioning Mr. Smithers.
Call Chad Outlaw into the courtroom so we can swear him in.
Chad Outlaw.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name for the record.
Chad Sylvester Outlaw.
Who are you in relation to the claimant, Bob Smithers?
A friend.
How long have you known the claimant?
Well, Bob and I just celebrated our 10th anniversary.
Just what kind of a friend are you?
Bob and I are life partners.
I'm sorry, what?
His
You will have to
boyfriend.
speak up.
Judge, Chad is his boyfriend.
Thank you, Ms. Castro, for testifying. I believe you need to question Mr. Smithers about his alcohol consumption. Conditions caused by alcohol abuse are not covered by the Social Security disability regulation.
Just between you and me, Judge, Bob here has a real problem with drinking.
Judge Ravenel, you know as well as I do that alcohol consumption does not cause PTSD. Mr. Smithers flew 59 combat missions.
87.
He's been diagnosed with severe PTSD by a VA physician. He's not functioning. He's not sleeping. He's suffering from nightmares. He's suffering from flashbacks.
Mr. Smithers, are you able to drive?
I can drive, physically. I just don't have a license.
And why is that?
Because I refused to take the breathalyzer test at the advice of my attorney.
I've heard enough. This hearing is over.
No, Judge Ravenel, this hearing cannot be over. I have not questioned Mr. Smithers for more than a minute.
I have heard enough to make my decision.
Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the futon this morning.
Get out of here, all of you.
Might need to get a new attorney.
I told you to leave Chad at home.
Chad took the day off
And
from
why
work.
did he have to wear those high-heeled boots?
One, two, three. There you go. Straight left. Straight. Set him up for the power.
Hours I've spent in court because of this judge. Judge Ravenel's head. Judge Ravenel's head. Judge Ravenel's head. Judge Ravenel's head.
Don't worry, I've got this taken care of.
I like your red blouse.
Thank you. And that green looks perfect on you.
Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready to begin?
Yes, Judge.
Well, let's go on the record. This is the case of Mildred Hazelton, who filed for Social Security disability and was denied initially. Her attorney, Sylvia Castro, appealed in a timely manner and is here in the courtroom representing her today. Ms. Castro, do you have any opening remarks?
Yes. Ms. Hazelton suffers from degenerative disc disease as well as uncontrolled hypertension. This past July, she suffered a heart attack, and at the advice of her physician, she quit her 2 jobs and sought out disability. Dr. Molinari's letter is filed under Exhibit 17F.
The letter was filed late. I noticed there's a history of drug abuse.
Yes, allow me to question Ms. Hazelton about that.
Proceed.
Ms. Hazelton, when was the last time you used any illegal drugs?
Back in 1983. I had that problem with crack when I was married to my husband. Served some time in jail. I got clean. Since then, I've been able to hold down 2 jobs. 3 when I was raising my kids. Those kids is expensive and they eats a lot.
How many children do you have?
Oh, they're all grown now, Judge. 1 of my own and 10 foster children.
You had foster children placed in your home?
Not legally, Judge. I raised kids from the neighborhood whose folks couldn't take care of them. They all came to stay at my house.
Did you get any money for raising these kids?
I didn't ask for no money.
Dr. Molinari's letter clearly states that Ms. Hazelton will be unable to work for at least another year due to her heart conditions, uncontrolled hypertension and congestive heart failure. He has advised her to rest, and therefore she is no longer able to work on an assembly line.
Cleaning houses?
No manual labor whatsoever.
Well, the letter from the doctor was filed yesterday. The rules state that all medical evidence is to be filed at least 10 days prior to the hearing.
Or as soon as possible. I received the letter yesterday.
You must have requested it late.
Miss Hazelton was hospitalized. I was unable to get her in my office to speak with her until last month.
You can't pick up a phone? I find that I will have to disregard the letter from Dr. Molinari because it was filed after the hearing and too late for me to consider.
You disregard that letter and I will rip you apart on appeal in federal district court. This woman has paid into the system her whole entire life. Since she was 16, since she began working.
She spent some time in prison.
Yes, and your comments are on record. You are not supposed to consider her prison record one way or another, and you now made those comments twice. You want to talk about it one more time? Why not? She was incarcerated for 18 months on possession of crack cocaine in 1983. She served her time. She completed rehab.
Sit down, Miss Castro. I find your attitude very inappropriate.
My attitude's inappropriate. Judge, your attitude's inappropriate. We're talking about people's lives here, and you're up there eating some freaking Christmas cookies. Would you like a cookie? Oh, would you like a, please take a cookie.
Hey, my cookies.
They're good. A cookie?
Miss Castro.
Sit down. I will not sit down until I feel like it.
Miss Castro, what has gotten into you?
I don't know. Started taking boxing lessons. You a boxing fan, Judge?
No, I am not. Now, may we proceed with the hearing?
Gladly. Miss Hazelton, when is the last time you were hospitalized due to your heart conditions?
I hate the judge is upset. He was looking pretty pale in the face.
Oh yeah, I'm all broken up about it.
But I'm so glad we won.
Me too, me too.